So today I will be showing you guys how to go from this to this, and it's only with the use of a few products, so stay tuned and let's get started. So I'm starting with dry detangled hair. I had my hair in a bun, so I had to take out my bobby pins before I started. So what I'm going to do is first part my hair, and I parted my hair where I like my part to be. So that's all based on an individual kind of basis. So first start off where you want your part to be and go all the way back. You're going to want to make sure that you set the hair that you're not working on to the side. That way it doesn't get stuck in the hair that you're working on. And what I'm going to do is take the big section and then section that into smaller sections. And you don't have to be exact with your parts. I'm not wearing the Bantu knots as a style, so I don't have to worry about clean, crisp parts. And what I'm going to do is just section that part again, because the smaller your Bantu knots are, the more kind of a defined curl you get. And so what I'm going to do next is get my Cantu coconut curling cream and just apply a small amount to each section, as well as my curls blueberry. I'm going to smooth it all the way down through the ends of my hair. And I also spritzed a little bit of water on my hair because I feel like my hair takes better to twists and braids and Bantu knots when I add a little bit of water. Don't make your hair sopping wet, but make sure that you do make it slightly damp. So I did one Bantu knot already, but I'm going to explain how I did the next one. So I added my Cantu coconut curling cream, and then I'm going to add my blueberry bliss right after I spray a little bit of water. I like to add a little bit more blueberry paste to like my edges because the front of my hair is a lot curlier and frizzes a lot more. So for this, what you're going to do is I'm not flat twisting. I'm not doing a two-strand twist. I'm just simply taking my hair, bending it at the root and just twirling it all the way down. And for me, this works a lot better. And so what I'm going to do is pretty much just repeat this entire process throughout my hair. Just part, the section, add a little bit of water, apply my paste and my pomade and my curl cream. And one good tip to keep in mind when you're doing Bantu knots, be sure that when you are wrapping your hair up into the knot that you don't make it too tight. I made the mistake of doing that and it was very uncomfortable for me to sleep on, and I had to loosen all of my Bantu knots. Just know that your knots don't have to be super tight in order to get a good Bantu knot out. They can still be kind of loose. The key to just making sure that your Bantu knots stay in place is just to make sure that you bobby pin the ends down. So don't necessarily focus on how tight you can make the knot, but how secure your ends can be under that bobby pin, so that while you're sleeping throughout the night, they don't fall out. And another quick tip is to always make sure that the ends are detangled and nice and smooth. You don't want knotted, tangled ends. That can really make or break your style. And as you can see, I'm extremely tired and I'm finally done. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my satin scarf on, and I will see you guys in the morning. Surprisingly, none of my Bantu knots fell out. So what I did was I put a little bit of coconut oil on my hands, just a little bit. You don't want it to be greasy. And you want to just rub your hands together so that when you take these down, you reduce as much frizz as possible. I first like to kind of untangle it to make sure that it's fully dry, which they were. That's definitely another important tip. If your hair is wet, I guarantee you any kind of twist out, braid out, Bantu knot out style will not work out. So that's why I said last night to make sure that you don't drench your hair when you do spritz it. You just want to dampen it. So what I'm going to do is just take all of these little Bantu knots out, and as you can see, I got pretty good results from this. And so what I'm going to do next is carefully take apart each section. As you can see, you can still see the parts that I made with my comb last night. So the goal is to just kind of, I don't want to say frizz my hair out, but just to separate it so it doesn't look so flat and lifeless. And you can do this to your liking. Some people like it extremely big and frizzed out. I kind of want mine to frizz out gradually over the next few days. So I'm not going to frizz it out completely. And what you're going to do is just carefully go through your hair. You definitely don't want to take your fingers and just start raking through unless you want a bunch of frizz. I want to preserve my curls, so I'm just putting one finger through my hair and separating it at a time. And I got like a little bit of frizz on some ends, so I applied a little bit more oil. And I'm just separating these curls, trying to make them more voluminous. As you can see, I got a lot of shrinkage from this, like a lot of shrinkage, but that's okay. Versatility is always nice. So I'm just going to continue to kind of build up the volume in my hair. I'm going to put my fingertips at my roots and kind of shake it. And these are the final results. It actually came out a lot better than I was expecting it to. Definitely feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, definitely leave them below.